Oh.
No, it's fine.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, they can hear us now.
I didn't touch anything, Baba.
No, it's okay.
Baba mentioned that I touched something.
Yeah, it was totally Christian. Yep.
No.
Totally Christian's fault. Anyways, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just start from scratch there. Tonight, Fernando's being played by the character Christian.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for making the trek over. So we're going to have a little, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. We're going to answer as many questions of yours as we can. We're going to get Christian's take on some of the questions as far as how you're asking them. And we're just going to have some fun. It's Saturday. It's going to be a little different. We got a substitute teacher today, guys. So most you know what I mean by that. And so we're going to have a good time with our substitute teacher. And hey, let's just have a lot of fun, shall we? We're going to be doing DSP talk. We got a really cool topic for DSP talk brought to us by Arc Audio. But before we get too deep into this, that wasn't the button I wanted to hit. See?
I didn't do it.
Substitute Teacher Day. We're going to talk to you real quick about the first sponsor, which is AudioControl. Remember back in the day? Remember AudioControl?
Yeah, I told most definitely. I saw my first AudioControl amp here, the 600.1.
Yeah. You had a 600.1?
No, I didn't have one, but I saw the first one here.
Oh, but the 600.1 is the Epicenter amp.
Right, and so was the 1200.
Yeah, it's actually on the shelf behind us.
Cool.
I'm surprised you haven't noticed that because you like eyeball.
I know all the inventory in here.
Yeah, but you used to have what, a D4.800?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So back in the day, back in the early DSP times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's basically just goes through all the DSPs. Anyways,
water.
Summer is here for most of us, and that means it's time to get your ATVs, your boats, your water, all those cool little things that you've been chomping at the bit to get to. You want them to sound amazing. So that means it's time to check out the AudioControl.
Well, I was looking at this earlier, guys.
All-weather equipment. That's right. For those of you that have never seen it before, it is the ACX line of products. This is what I like to call the bricks. These things are built like you cannot believe. Feel that.
Oh, man.
Don't overplay it. I'm being serious. Totally sealed.
Water on that?
Yes, you can. This one is actually sat in a bucket of water.
Cool.
But yeah, totally sealed. This is the 6-channel. They make a 5-channel. They make a 4-channel, a 2-channel, and a monoblock that are all built the same way. They all have plugs, so they're easily removed. So if you want to winterize it, take them, put them someplace safe. You can if it's something you keep inside. These can all be paired up with the ACX BT3 if you need something to control. That is a 3-zone aptX Bluetooth controller with multicolor display screen. That means you can take a cool product like this, connect it to something like the 6-channel or the 5-channel, and you can do multi-zone control with a uniform volume control, meaning you can make the front of the boat -2, the middle of the boat 0, the back of the boat -4, and as you turn up the main volume, it will keep that staggered volume all the way through, or you could use one as a subwoofer level control and go up and down. You have lots of fun with these. These are aluminum covers. This isn't some cheap chintzy plastic. This is made to keep this amplifier nice and dry throughout your great fun summer season. So if you haven't checked them out, make sure to head over to AudioControl at audiocontrol.com. Check them out. And thank you, AudioControl, for being a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, I picked it up earlier, guys. It is pretty hefty. It's got some weight to it.
So that is not an official amplifier. That
pre-production?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it on accident, and I've never given it back.
Oh, hopefully they're not watching.
If they are, it was a long time ago, and Alex still in the company. So
pre-Alex, yeah, or pre-amp.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Stinger.
Yeah,
Stinger.
Anyways, all right. So let's see what we got going on now. So Fernando, just for you guys want to know, he took his son out golfing today. So he left. He was here till 4 o'clock, and he took his son. So that's why Christian is here. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. Everyone's happy. So we're all good. Let's go back up here, and we'll give you shout outs. Evening, gents. And don't push any buttons, Christian.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything.
And another afternoon, fellas. How you doing?
Swizzle.
Hey, what's up?
Mr.
Good evening,
Monroe,
peeps.
thank you.
Hello from the Pacific Northwest, 54 and overcast.
Wow.
Shocker. That is a shocker.
It's like 94 and 110% humidity here right now.
Yeah, but it's not there. I mean, it's like when you have a beautiful day there, it's like, wow, and you can turn around, you can see like the hood or Rainier. It's really nice.
Cool.
And then it rains, and you're like, oh, I just don't understand how people live there and drive around because it's so scary. Like I just
Well, the raining part sounds similar to here, at least.
But they don't get like rain. Like our rain is different than their rain.
Gotcha.
I know it's all waterfall from the sky. What's the best down frying subwoofer that you would recommend, Mr. Dean? That's what the little kids call me, Mr. Dean. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. So have you ever had the chance to hear the L7Ts?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean that's so far outside. You like big woofers.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something that's down firing, comes preloaded in a box, and or make it on your own, Kicker makes the L7T, which is the square shallow mount driver. They sound phenomenal. They come in an 8, 10, and a 12. You can get them in an 8, 10, and 12 preloaded enclosure. You can make it yourself. And also, if you have a pickup truck, they now make a Dodge, Ford, and Chevy preloaded enclosure to go into those vehicles for you. So pretty cool there. Just as an endorsement, Jeff Smith ran the 8s in the back of his car for a very long time.
Really?
Oh yeah, before it got wrecked. That was what we had there. Okay. Yeah, he did it. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, thanks, Baba. I got it from the store, Teespring.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
And you know what, guys?
It's actually held up really nice.
It's like the soft material. I like that. I like that kind of cotton.
That's the thing with spring. It's a hit or miss. That's actually a really good shirt. Some of the other ones, not so much. But at some point, we're looking. That's by 2025. We'll be making them in house. I think that's the goal, but we're not there yet. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Where's the Hobbit? Ow, man.
Poor Fernando.
Yeah.
He's out with his son golfing.
Go Caps. All right. That's
all right, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce.
No.
Come on. His cousin plays for the Capitals. His cousin's TJ Oshie, number 77.
Why do you know that?
Because Bruce and I are good friends.
It's still.
Hey, get better, Bruce. He's in the hospital.
I know.
Right now.
Clearly. Yes, for sure. But still, I mean.
Hey, we like the Bolts, man. That's just like a backup. I know you love the Bolts.
No, I could care less.
Oh, okay.
I don't care about any of it. I mean, it's for me. I just go
you
sports.
Look like you had a great time at the last game.
You can always
when your wife met Dave Anderchuk.
Yeah, you can always have a great time. I'm just waiting for it to end.
Oh well, yeah. The Bolts are out of it. The Caps are out of it.
No, I'm saying the game, the current game that I'm at. It's like, when does this end? I want to go home.
You said I thought you had a great time. That was the night they kicked the kicked the coach off.
Yes, it was the night they kicked
our old
coach.
Yeah.
Tortorello. Yeah,
Tortorello. Yeah, Tortellini.
Sure. No, it's all good.
He was kicked out in the first period, too, and he was like, I'm not leaving.
Well, trust me, the people I was with were having way more excitement than I was, and that's all that matters because they need to enjoy it. I don't care. I had to work to get those tickets, so my buddy works there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, he was like, I had to do a favor. I had favors. What's up, guys? I'm here cleaning the shop after the tornado hit. Now that sucks.
Yeah, be safe, man.
Well, no, just it already hit, so
yeah, but still
it sucks. For sure. What's up, Christian? Oh, what's Christian drinking?
It's
just a pink happy mug.
My daughter gave me that mug, dude.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter. Every Christmas she gives me it's kind of become a tradition, a really cool porcelain mug.
Oh, this year was Starbucks?
And every year it's Starbucks. But she finds these really unique. I love it because it's for my daughter. Actually, no. She gave me this one Valentine's Day.
I was going to say, that looks very Valentine's
Day. Excuse me.
All right.
Sorry, Madison.
1 of 3. Hiding. I think everything figured out for install Kenwood head unit in a 2021 Honda Ridgeline. Okay. I mean, let's go to 2. The only wire I need to find is the illumination wire. I don't think Kenwood uses a true illumination wire, but it looks like 12-volt signal when lights are on. Correct. It does not use an actual. It uses So you have dimmer and you have illumination. Those are the differences. A dimmer is a variable voltage from the rocker switch. Illumination is just something that turns on when you click on the lights. They are harder and harder to find in vehicles, especially of that year, because most of those now are CAN, meaning the process of turning on is a data bus of some kind, CAN, LAN, whatever, it's a data bus.
Right.
But if you go to a bulb or a source that has, like sometimes the power outlets will have lights around them that light up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah. So, but yes, it's looking for a 12 volts in and not a variable dimming circuit. So that is that. So let's see what 3 of 3 is. Any ideas where to tap in and how to test? I'm sure there is one pin out of a bunch on the factory radio. I have the wire diagram, maybe GA net wire. And there again, it's with the vehicle closed and it not set to auto, you would turn the light switch on and off. The likelihood of it being behind the radio, though, might be kind of thin. However, it's a Honda, so you never know. But digital multimeter set to DC, black on ground, and then just start probing the wires. I would start with the light on. That's the easiest way to do it. That way, it's got 12 volts, mm-hmm. and you're not, because there's going to be fewer of those wires. The whole idea is to do as little work as possible. Just Correct. Like if you're checking a fuse box for accessory, like if you have a blown accessory fuse, mm-hmm. you always start with the car on.
Correct.
Oh, you do this? Oh, wow. You don't have to say correct, man. You just go, really? But no, you start with the car on. But anyways, start with the lights on. That way, if you find something in 12 volts, it's easy to just shut it off and see if that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's all right. So let's go back. What's up? Howdy. Hey, what's happening? What's up? Let's keep going. Oh, what is this? I still have my AudioControl EQL from the 90s. Oh, that's pretty cool. So when I was in AudioControl, Chris Kane, there's 2 Chris's that worked, yeah, mm-hmm. and you knew that too. Damn. That's why I brought you on, man, because you're like right on point. It's like, I'm Christian, bitch. I know everything. Let me ask you a question. Do you know Chris Kane?
No, I first thought you were talking about the other Chris, Mr. Bennett. Yeah.
No. So there was Kane and Bennett. Kane started in car audio and he runs home audio. He still works for AudioControl, just he works for the company that bought AudioControl Home.
Gotcha.
Anyways, he back when AudioControl first started, there was always 3. Okay, so they would get 3 of everything. We've kind of talked about this before. Anytime a new product came out, there was 3. And what would happen is they would take them and they would put them in their garage. So they were the test units, but for the most part, it's like, this one's mine. And it would go and they would. I gotcha. So when we were there, the last time we were there before they got bought out, Chris Kane came in and he goes, hey, Dean, I know you love to collect classic stuff because I got a garage full of it, but I know how you feel about the Epicenter. So here is one of the original Epicenters from whatever period of time that Epicenter, because there's been several Epicenters over the years, right? And so this one, though, it was from probably the early 2000s or something like that, gotcha. Or the late 90s, somewhere in that time frame. It was like, here's this, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. So that's in that box over there that Very says cool. AudioControl on it. Very cool. Yeah, it's fun. Well, that's just like you've got the first or one of the pre-productions LC5.1300s that they made. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Isn't that over there? Yeah, it's right there. Right there. Yeah. I remember it came in a blank box and it just said with a black Sharpie LC5.1300. That's cool when a manufacturer sends you post-production stuff like that, in my opinion. I like anything that's broken, so they can just send me all the broken crap. I don't care. All right, my 2010 MKZ. Where do you run power wire and RCAs? Barely any room for a 12-14 gauge 4-trailer harness. Man, honestly don't know. Power wire would be a Fernando question, so might want to ask us that one on Monday, Fang. But obviously, as far as the RCAs go, they're going to go on whatever side is opposite of the RCAs. But ask us that one on Monday, and let's see if Fernando has any insight on that one, because that's his job. And if I don't see Fang bring it up, I'll try and remember too. Fang will bring it up. He'll be there. He's the keeper of the time. Bro. I know he's the keeper of the time, but I'm just saying, just in case, you never know. The audio control, yeah, it is built like a tank. It is built like a tank for sure. I got a 2022 Subaru Legacy with the Harman Kardon system. I'd like to upgrade. What would you recommend to do? Those are always fun. So the first thing you want to do is check to see if iData has anything for that car. Because they're correct again. Man, I am batting it like 1,000.
I wish there was something for my car, but I know what he's talking about. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, what do you need for your car?
Well, I know where to look, like what you're saying. So I always keep going back to see if they've released anything for my car or anything like that.
Yeah, but your car would have to be reprogrammed.
You think?
Yeah, because yours is you don't have you have the base model audio.
Correct.
So they would have to go in and reprogram the car. And it would matter if your base. So the only reason why they can reprogram in a lot of these cars is because base audio and premium audio, it's the same piece.
Gotcha.
So all it's just doing is going in and telling it, hey, you're premium audio. And then it'll act like premium audio.
So it's software.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because most amplifier chips can be preamp or amplifier. It's the same thing. It just cut the voltage or increase the voltage.
See, I learned something new.
So that's why in these inexpensive radios, when they're like, use deck power, it's better, and they're like, no. It's actually the same chip.
Really?
It's the same chip. So it's preamp on chip. So it's an amp and a preamp all built into one. And that's why they sound like crap. And that's why you shouldn't buy cheap audio, like cheap radios. You should get the good radios and spend the more money.
Or if it's like my car where you really can't replace the head unit, you get a nice DSP.
Yeah. And you're still kind of like there. But anyways, for this, I would see if iData makes anything. If they don't make anything, then it's going to be a tough one. But big DSP is going to be the way to go. The last Subaru we did, there was a WRX. We actually ended up doing Audison. We did your favorite little lamp.
Yeah. You did the APF 8.9 bit and the
mono because they both fit underneath the seat.
Looked like the passenger seat.
Yeah, they both fit underneath the passenger seat.
And it was blue, my favorite color.
Yeah.
Now, did that Subaru have a factory amp or was it base audio? Do you remember that? Because maybe that's what will help this person.
I don't remember. That was some time ago.
But on Subarus, does it matter like some other vehicles if it's got a factory amp or not?
Well, yeah, because if you have, so it's a hit or miss. So if you buy a vehicle that has a premium audio system, and they make an adapter, that's wonderful. If you buy so for example, like if you buy a Ford is great because everyone A to B has been figured out for a while now. So. Chrysler is pretty on point. The new Chrysler stuff, we're 3 to 5 months before we'll have 2024 stuff.
Okay.
And it's just a harness change that we haven't gotten to yet. Toyota's premium audio, they added another line of audio into it. So unlike most manufacturers, when they design their pieces, these are factory manufacturers, it's all point to point and it's all over one information highway. Toyota does it differently. They have multiple streams of audio that get mixed in.
Right. And
so they just added another stream of audio for I don't remember what feature it was. And so now it's just a matter of them having to add another node into and doing the magic that they do to get that to work. GM, as far as most or the current most bus on the newer GMs, Metra's piece is pretty solid at this point. Like it's working. No one has been able to get that to work, and they even struggled in the beginning. But their current piece is working really well for GM. So and that's their what do they call that? It's like GM.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the part.
GM Ether, Ethernet, because it's an Ethernet connection. And as far as like German cars go, German cars are all done through like Mobridge and Helix and Audison and Moscone all take care of those things because they
kind of like their market where they
they're better at that than we are.
I got
plus they have Connects too, which is owned by Stinger, and those guys are like those guys are super on point. Like they have a really quick turnaround on stuff, which is kind of funny because there's some really funny stories there about like Stinger going, wait, we make that piece? Anyways, let's take a quick pause here because it's that time, and I know what you're going, what time is it? And well, hey, it's this time right here. Arc Audio DSP quick tips. Oh, goody. Here we go.
What's today's quick tip, Gene?
All right. So today's quick tip, Christian, and you'll appreciate this because, you know, you love your DSPs, and for you constantly are putting more and more speakers in there and changing stuff around. And like, you're never happy. You're never happy. You're always like, I got to funnel with stuff. And Fernando asked last week when we were talking about our quick tip, can you label those channels? You know, and it's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, where do you do it? And I was like, all right, we'll talk about that next week. So what we want to do is we want to go to settings, and then you have a couple settings here. You have device settings, and then you have preset settings, and you have app settings. Now we're going to dig deep into this and as time goes on, because there are some really neat settings in here that we need to talk about. But for today, we're going to talk about labeling to get away from just generic input one.
Right.
You know, so you have Moscone, so it does what it does. In most DSPs, AudioControl, you just tap on it, type in what you want to do. Helix is very similar to that. Some have drop-down menus. And it's all basically the same thing, is that we want to go in and we want to change the name. So in this case, you'll notice it has white, gray, green, purple, orange, and blue, and so on and so forth, because there's 10 channels of input.
I like the color.
The color for input one is white. And why is it white, Christian?
Because that seems to be the standard for aftermarket.
Yes, so that is channel 1, or driver's front speaker.
Correct. So
we're going to label that tweeter, and we'll put DR for driver. We'll hit enter, and we'll come down to 2, and we go TW, and we go pass
for passenger,
and then we'll go MB for DR, and then we'll change this to, actually, you know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Is there a mid-range?
Well, no. So these would be inputs. If we're going to, like, for example, this would be if we're going to tie it into like that guy's 2020 Subaru, where we have the Harman system and we have to bring in a whole bunch of channels, we would label it like this. So if it had a tweeter, if it had a mid-bass, okay. So that would be if you're going to be doing that high level. Okay.
Right.
So we want to, we're like, screw that. We're putting radio in the dash. Your dream.
Right.
Okay. So then we're going to put front, and then we'll put driver, and then we'll put front
pass. For passenger.
Okay, and then we'll continue down and we'll say rear driver, and then we'll say rear pass. So this gives us the ability, whether we're doing high level input or low level input. And then if we have sub, we can put sub, and then we can put sub also. So we have 2 subs. Now, if you don't want to use input 7, like you're not using it, you can put NA and NA, and that will tell you that there's nothing coming in on those channels. So these are just the input channels, whether they be high level or low level. In this case, we're going to do high level, but as the beginning, you know, we have output channels. So now we're routing our signal. We're coming over to the mixer,
correct,
which is right here, and we're going to pull up tools, and we're going to have this mixer assistant. So now we see where it says driver, passenger, sub, sub, sub. But we still don't have, we just have outputs as generic things over here. We don't want to do that because, you know, we want to make sure. So we'll go back to settings. And now, what do you have on your output 1?
Front tweeter.
All right. So,
or you like to use tweeter driver.
Yeah. Or, yeah, we'll call it what you want. So we'll say tweeter.
Left front.
And we'll say driver.
Yeah, driver.
Okay. Because it could be different. You know, you might be. Yeah,
you're correct.
And then we'll say tweeter. Let's not. Yep. Tweeter pass.
He gets to type because he can spell better than me.
No, that's not true. We'll say mid. And we'll say driver.
Driver.
And we'll say mid pass. And then we'll say mid bass.
Mid bass driver. So this is a 3-way set.
Well, aren't they all?
Yes.
You got to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at your A-pillars.
They're not big enough.
You never know. I have an idea.
Okay.
And then we'll come down here. So 7 and 8 will be rear. And we'll say driver.
Rear fill. Rear driver fill.
And then 8 would be rear pass. And then we're going to make 12 sub. And then we'll come in here and we'll say NA. And all the software, if I'm not using it, I always will put not used NA, because if somebody else comes in after me,
you want them to know.
I want them to know that I'm not using these channels. So I always label them accordingly. Yep. So we'll come into tools now and we'll go to Mixer Assistant. And so now we can see
that's beautiful,
that they're all going to where. Now we haven't set up Mixer Assistant. We haven't connected the dots yet, but now we can see where everything. Now
we've got our input, our output. Correct.
So one other thing I want to change here is that the input colors are perfect. Now this is an ARC Audio thing. Most manufacturers don't give you the option for color, but we are very color specific, as you know. Correct. So we will say yellow. I like my tweeter colors to be bright and hot. So because they're the tweeters, and my mid range is going to be a little bit more mellow, so they're going to be blues. And we'll pick a dark blue here, so we know. And then my mid bass, they're just kind of fall back into that white gray category.
Yes, I've noticed that on your heat shrink.
Yeah, because that's just what I know. And then the rears, they're gonna get the standard colors, so green
and purple.
There's your purple. And then my subwoofers are typically going to be brown because it's it's the lowest color, which is the floor, which is brown. Okay, so now I've set those up. So now I have the appropriate colors. So when I'm looking at those channels, I see a hot color. I know those are my tweeters. If I see a mild color, I know those are my mids.
Correct.
So that's just one extra step I take into that, and I enjoy doing it so much. I love it when manufacturers give me options to play with. It's kind of the geeky things about them. And there we go.
And that's what, like you said, you can call it geeky, but it's customization and it's how you remember.
Yeah, and I need all the help I can get. And there you go, guys. That has been ARC Audio DSP Quick Tips. We'll come back to here. We'll shut that off. And then I'll come over here.
I wish ARC Audio would send me a Blackbird to test.
Yeah, anyways. If you'd like to know more about ARC Audio, you can check them out at arcaudio.com. That's arcaudio.com. No, you're fine. You're...
He wouldn't even let me talk to Brian. It's all good.
Christian proved Android can work on IRTA software. Actually, yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know.
But he's going to verify it. He's going to run his tests, because you have to remember, this is Dean and Fernando's baby.
All right. So here's the thing. So, Christian has had his for a while now.
I was probably the first person to buy it.
Yeah, I give Marty Adams check it when I was at the CMA. And by Monday, he's going, bro, I've verified it on Android. You've had it for how long now? And he did it in 24 hours.
I'm sorry,
what the hell, man?
I didn't
just drop the ball.
When I would look up RTA on the Play Store, I couldn't find anything that would work.
Apparently, the Canadians know how to do stuff. You need something tested, you give it to Canadians. So I have a Samsung Galaxy tablet here that I got from my buddy Sage. It sounds good stereo. So I'm going, and it works. So throughout the next week, hopefully, I will figure out how to turn it on. Because I'm inept when it comes to that, and we will be validating, because July is coming. That's all I have to say about that. Okay.
Well, Android users won't have an excuse to not buy your.
Well, no, listen. There's a ton of Android users that want to have it, and I want them all to have it. I feel everyone should have this tool, because everything So Knowledge Fest in Atlantic City coming up in 2.5 weeks. Herman and myself are doing a class on OEM integration.
Okay.
We're not doing DSP. We're not talking about how to tune the car. What we're talking about is how to get from, I have a radio and a car. How do I get to where I can actually do something to it? Meaning, how do I test for ANC? What is DC offset? What is all pass filters, and how do you test for them? Do I need to worry about it? Because that's also a thing.
Yes.
A lot of people worry about stuff they don't actually need to worry about. So we're gonna talk about all these scenarios and put up videos because we have all the cool videos and we'll put them up, and we're gonna walk people through this because there again, even as a professional, there's a lot of people that just get excited. It's like, I think my car has a fake engine noise, and it's like, no, it doesn't. You can test for that. It's very simple to do, but they don't have the right tools to do it because maybe they're Android people and they don't have an IRTA2. What the hell? So we're going to solve that. Afternoon, guys. I hope all is well. I need help. I have a 2007 Honda Odyssey. Love me the Odysseys, bro. Not premium system. My question is there a specific radio or hookup where I can retain my factory DVD system?
That's a good question.
Gosh, that sucks. Man, it has been a long time since I've done a 2000 Honda Odyssey. And as I recall, yes, there is a way to do it, and it's not fun. And I honestly don't remember, but yeah, I honestly don't remember. It's been so long. So one of the problems with the Honda, some of the Hondas, when they lose power, they lose the radio, or like it'll work. Then you'll unplug everything, cycle the key, and then it stops working.
Does it have to have a reset code?
No, it's looking for data. It's a data
Okay.
point that it's not seeing the radio anymore. So in some cases you have to take the factory radio and hide it somewhere like under a seat or something, which is really hard to do in those cars. But I don't think I may have had to do that in those cars. Yeah, it kind of sucks. There again, check out Metra. Metra would go back that far and probably have a solution for that. If not, I don't know if iData ever got around to something that old, but check Metra and see metraonline.com and see what they have available for you on that one.
Any vehicle that you haven't worked on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of cars, man.
What about McLaren?
I've not worked on a McLaren. I don't want to work on a McLaren. I just got back from dropping off the family pet that passed away.
Oh.
That sucks so bad. No trip to Disney. That sucks. Been there, though. No, I don't have pets. Good afternoon, guys. I hope everything is well. When using a separate DSP and amplifier, there you go, which should you take for your bass knob? Or should I run both knobs to the driver's location? Ooh, I have a personal preference on this one. But it really depends on that. So what are you doing? So just to give you background, our Christian is here today filling in for Fernando. We like to refer to him as super fan. He has owned so many different types of equipment and continues to buy said equipment. Right now, he is running a Moscone Aerospace 8-12, the new black box DSP. He has a Pro 430.
That's the newest piece of equipment.
That is the newest piece of equipment. But he has had so many. So what are you running for a sub amp?
Right now, I've got the Demore 1000.1
So you put that one back in?
Okay. And I'm running that amplifier as bass knob.
Why?
Just because it basically came with it. I haven't bought the piece for the Moscone yet, which they make a separate piece that you can control a lot more on.
You saw the video with Sage, right, where we talked about the new piece that's coming out? You haven't seen?
I don't think I saw that video.
With the car? With Sage's car?
I saw with all the subs in it.
Yeah,
I saw that, but I don't think I saw the detail.
When we talked about the little knob. Yeah, that
Okay,
was the whole conversation we had where Barney was the name. It was going to be called Wilson.
Oh, really?
We were talking about the knob. Yeah,
Okay.
so Moscone's coming out with a knob.
Okay.
So I would wait.
Okay.
But anyways,
thanks for the heads up, man.
I gave you a heads up. It's in a video. We literally talked about it. Okay, so here's my thought on this. I personally like using if an amp comes with a bass knob, I like using it. Okay. The only exception to that is in the regards when someone buys a DSP and it has some form of controller, like Audison now has one that's just a knob. Helix has had the conductor forever, which is what everyone's copying. Moscone will have one soon. Arc has a little control center, which it doesn't, to me, the control centers just don't look natural in the dash. I'm a knob fan. So when we do Arc, I buy the knob.
Audison has that now too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, like I said, yeah. So they have, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I know, because I had to make some acrylic for the prototype.
Gotcha.
When it came, because McNulty had it here in Clearwater or Orlando when it first came out.
Yeah.
Anyways, I prefer just a knob. I don't want a big controller. I don't want all this stuff. So like an audio control, I prefer, like if I'm doing like a D series amplifier with an LC series amplifier, I will always use the LC2 or whatever, the B. Oh my gosh.
ACR1?
ACR1 or 2.
You don't you don't like the 3 because
the 3 drives infinite spin. Oh my God,
and he's got a good point, because with the infinite spin,
you never know where you're at.
You don't know where you're at.
Correct. Plus it has a default, and that's kind of annoying. So like on those, I will always use the ACR2
or ACR1.
Yeah, depending on what it is. Unless I have an Epicenter Micro, in which case I'll use the ACR4 because it has effect and volume over.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool feature on the Epicenter Micro.
It's only available on the 4. It's only for the Micro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Chris Vera? Tennessee checking in. What's happening? Partly cloudy and breezy here in Boise. Oh, I could deal with partly cloudy. Everyone's sad for you, Bobby. So
yeah,
hey, losing a pet is like losing a member of the family for sure. Totally sucks. All right. Any opinion on the new PXE C66 channel DSP? I didn't even know they made this. Thinking this would be a great for my all Alpine system versus the Helix. Jason, this is an interesting piece. Yes, most people do not know they made this because they came out with the 8-channel DSP amplifier that you have the app for, so you can like wave your phone around in the front of the car, and immediately follow that up with a 6-channel DSP that they don't really talk much about. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's an affordable 6-channel DSP. It does have the auto settings. They're continuously updating it. Alpine has stated that this is the future of Alpine, meaning there are going to be more and more products that are going to be based on this technology. Yeah. Now, is it more advanced than a Helix? No. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't still choose the Alpine over the Helix. There again, I'm a matchies guy. I like pieces that match, curtains and drapes. Big fan. So yeah, there again, you could possibly save some money and put that somewhere else. That could be the difference between going with ours and status. So, or just saving the money and like having a really nice steak dinner, or going, better amplifiers. Either way, no, if it will fit your needs, I would give it a whirl for sure. It's a nice little DSP. At some point, we're actually going to have it on display because we have an Alpine display that we have in the boom room. And if I can ever get those amplifiers actually mounted to the board and wired up, then the DSP will be there. Well, yeah. And like you and like Alpine, I often forget about that DSP too.
I didn't even know they made that, so you brought it up.
Yeah. So Alpine has a really hard time of not marketing. And then when we ask for stuff, they go, "Oh, we can sell it to you." And I go, "Yeah, I'm gonna go over here." Dean, do you have a 3D printer? Yes, we have a Flash Forge currently. I have a slave engraver and said I'd never use a 3D printer. It's honestly such a badass device. It makes retrofitting super easy. So we bought a Flash Forge last year sometime. We don't use it much because we just haven't had time to. I personally haven't had time to like learn Fusion or anything like that. The 2D software I use is pretty basic for the laser, so I can bang things out pretty quick on that. However, it is on my list of things to do. Apparently, the Bamboo right now is the hotness that everyone wants because they're super fast and affordable. So at some point, we'll probably sell the Flash Forge and get a Bamboo, or 2 Bamboos, or 4 Bamboos. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Until he uses them, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. Okay. We did that one. I know that. Okay. All right. Here we go. My Wilson Audio Lab shirt faded after 5 watches back in the day. 5-star long sleeve still holding strong. And that's the thing. Like Teespring is weird that way. I
Yeah.
mean, like the Jeff Smith sweatshirts, he likes to buy those. They haven't held up, but the T-shirts have held up great.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're doing there, but we're, like I said, by 2025, we're hoping to just start doing that stuff in house, because we found a better way. I just haven't really wanted to deal with it until now, because I got lots of time on my hand.
Yeah.
Tons of time. I'm super happy with my Audison AB. Yep, 10 for down Frank sub. Actually, we have one right there.
Oh wow.
Yep, sitting right there. So, hi.
I was looking for the guy that works down there.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Be back Monday.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, Fernando normally locks the door, so my bad. Go Stars. Who's the Stars?
Oh, Dallas Stars.
Dallas.
They advanced last night, second overtime.
Really?
Yeah, it was exciting.
So we're into the third now.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
So we're down to the final four.
No.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Dallas is waiting to see the winner of Vancouver Edmonton, which.
Well, I'm saying the next round is the final four, right?
Correct, meaning the Western and Eastern Conference
finals. The final four. So we'll have 6 games of final four.
So now we know
7 games.
No, it's best of 7. Now we know it's the New York Rangers and the Panthers, which for some reason isn't starting till Wednesday. Makes no sense to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this has been Hockey Talk with your buddy Christian.
Yeah, I love hockey.
Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, why would you not? I have a 2022 F-150 with 8, BO system. I want to add 2 10s under the back seat. Is the LC2i Pro really the way to go? Does it really take care of the bass roll-off? Is there a way to plug and play to the factory amplifier? All right, so the BO system. Oh, what a headache this thing is, especially when you're trying to do what you're talking about doing. Now, a couple things you have to keep in mind. First off, the subwoofer in the back is not the subwoofer, and you don't want to connect to that. You want to connect to the front, driver's front mid bass, okay? Connect to that to get yours. LC2i Pro, in most situations, it's a great product to use. In this situation, I would pick up a key lock. A key lock will be a much better product for that.
It'll do all the work for you.
It'll do all the work for you. So pick up a key lock from Kicker. It's the same price as the LC2i Pro. The only thing it doesn't have is a bass knob. Now, the other thing that you have to worry about in the BO system for just doing subwoofer upgrade is fake engine noise. So if you have a V8, you're fine, maybe. But if you have like the 3.2 liter EcoBoost Nightmare, you're going to have fake engine noise, which means when you go, vroom, it's going to go, you're not going to hear it. That is something that has to be programmed off. There's 2 ways you can program it off currently. 3 ways you can technically program it off currently. The first way is to just put a whole system in the car, get the A to B adapter. When you do that, that's re-amplifying all the speakers in the car. Then it negates it because you've just taken the factory amplifier out and life is great. So there's no interface for it other than to do a full system upgrade. Second is if you want to download ForeScan from a Russian non-hacked site and go online and figure out you can buy the ForeScan programmer from like Amazon for about $40. And then you can do a whole bunch of stuff with your truck. Fun there. The third option is to just go back to your Ford dealer and say, hey, turn off my ANC, please. It's bothering me when I drive. It's causing inner ear issues. My doctor, unless you just have a really good Ford guy that would hook you up with that. Typically, they charge about $120 to $150 to do that. So, and if you want to wait until you're done to find out, you'll know right away because which you can also test for it with an IRTA2, or you can test with it for a voltmeter. So if you take your voltmeter, connect it to the speaker, turn your volume all the way down, okay? And when your volume is all the way down, you should have almost no voltage at all coming over your voltmeter when you're in AC. When you rev up the gas, you'll notice an increase in voltage.
Yeah.
It's not battery at that point. It's and it should be a substantial increase in voltage, not a little. In our electrical RTA, you'll be able to see it right away because you'll see it go up and whatnot. And that's really annoying. But anyways, those are the things for that. But yes, connect to the driver's front speaker.
I got a cramp.
Well, stand up, man.
Yeah. No,
you can stand
I
up.
stood up to lock
I
the
know,
door.
and that's how you got a cramp. You're an old guy, man. How does one shop for the portable generator? Wait, what?
For car audio for those long demo sessions, is there a criteria for choosing one? So I think the question is
like a portable generator.
Yeah.
Most people plug into the wall. I got to be honest with you. Most people have AC to DC converters and plug into walls. I don't. Yeah. I've never been to a sound off. I tell you what, that's a great question though. And Brian, our good friend Brian Mitchell from Mark Audio.
Yeah.
Look at the old guy's got to get him walking around.
Oh, be quiet.
He's got to stretch. Is having Brian's Bash this weekend in California at his Liquid Trends store. So if you're in California and you're in that area, you can type in Liquid Trends and you can go head out Sunday to Brian's Bash car audio show. However, this is something he does on a regular basis is parking lot pound. So I will talk to him and I will find out if, what they use. Do people use generators? That's a great question because I don't know.
I've never seen that. I've seen the AC to DC.
Well, yeah, one of those little Honda generators are pretty cool. But now they have all those cool batteries.
Yeah.
Like I follow all the I don't do any. I follow all the guys that do outdoor crap and build cabins in the middle of the, Russian forests and stuff like that. Yeah, because why not?
Okay.
And they all have these cool batteries that they power their places with, and it's like, okay, why not? All right, hey Dean. Okay, I got that one. How did we fall back?
I don't know.
Okay, let's see what this is. Yep. Okay. Now, here we go. Hey Dean, great show. How big is your collection of classic car audio? It's really not that big. But okay, let me rephrase that. It's not that big. Really, it's not. Classic car audio, it's not that big. I have a couple Orion products. Most of them are heat sinks, though. I have 5 Orion products. They're all at home. I've taken 6 Orion products. I've taken them all home.
Macintosh.
Okay, so it's a classic.
Well, that's classic, I think.
No, it is. But there again, I have a lot of car audio. Not so much.
Do you have your original Sherwood amp? Wasn't your first amp a Sherwood amp?
Yeah, there's one over there on the wall.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really think about that though.
I don't know why I remember
if
that.
there's a fire, I'm not running out with my Sherwood amplifier.
You're running out with a Macintosh.
I'd probably let that burn too. I would get the beast off the wall. But then I go, it's a heat sink. It might melt. That'll look cool. Run. So what's up, Oscar? How you doing, buddy? But no, I don't have a ton of classic stuff. Everything that I have is
What about at your house?
No, I don't have anything in my house.
Nothing.
Except for the Orion stuff. The Orion stuff is at my house. I moved it to my house because it was at some point, if I ever get a chance to finish my room, redo my room instead of making it all Legos and shit, I was gonna put them on display there. But it's just
you have a 225.
I have a 225 and a 250 HCCA original Moon and Stars that Fro got me from his brother. I have a 280 GX. I have a 2125 SX. And then I have the XTR 2250 Beast that somebody sent me the heatsink because honestly, I just like the heatsinks. I don't need the amplifiers.
Yeah, no, and you've mentioned that several times.
I don't want.
Rather,
I would rather just have the heatsinks.
You're not planning to use them.
Never gonna use them, and the heatsinks are what are cool to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
On the contrast to that, like when somebody's developing a prototype amplifier, I want their PCBs. Because they haven't quite. Every time I say that, they go, "Oh yeah, I got to send you some of those." Yeah. And I'm like, "Yes." So, but when I collect something, I collect it for a reason. I don't just there'll be some guys that'll randomly buy stuff. I went to the flea market and I found this. Yeah. No, I don't. No, I want specific things. An original Punch 45, probably not anything I would stop. And now, but a 650 with the meters on it. Oh yeah, that would be something I would probably get excited about, like Chrome. I get excited about my original Phoenix Gold amp. Yeah, and I was never a Phoenix Gold guy. Now Jeff has the quintessential library of Phoenix Gold product at his house. Yeah, Ada has the Art Series PPI. Yeah, he has the whole all the Art Series crap. I'm not that guy. I don't have I don't need to have all the Orion amplifiers ever made. I just I'm pretty happy with the ones I have. I would like a Red Beast. I think that would be cool just to have the matching set, but that would be about it. I don't think I'd go anywhere past that. Other than that, there's not a lot of classic equipment that I feel is
I had an
important.
original 4225. I never sold it. I cannot to this day figure out where I put it. Yeah, I would like to have it, not to use, but to have it. And that thing, literally, you could fry an egg on it. That is not exaggerating.
Christian works for, what's the bug company?
Well, we don't need to mention it here because they're not paying you. But yeah, I don't work in the industry.
No, he's just a fan.
Yeah,
he's just a fan, and he bugs the shit out of us. So
not really.
He worked his way into.
See, last time he said I was a friend, but that's cool.
No, you are. That's. I mean, you call me. I mean, so that's. Trust me, none of these guys get to do that. So,
I work in a completely different industry that has absolutely nothing to do with audio.
He's wormed his way into under the tent, so it's all good. It's all good. That's why he's here, because I don't want to kill him, so I can tolerate him for at least an hour. Arc versus Helix versus AudioControl. You prefer the new Arc. Need is 10, preferably 12 channels. Can you qualify this? Okay, so when it comes to multi-channels, Helix goes up to 24. So like if channels are the thing, you got 24. The Blackbird is 8 channels of input, 12 channels of output. So that's a 12-channel DSP, but it's only 8 channels of input. And this is the point to where you really have to pay attention. So 8 is it, all right? Whereas Helix, the output channels and the input channels match up. So if you have 24 out, you have 24 in. If you have 10 in, you have 10 out, et cetera, et cetera. So, and then when you look at AudioControl doesn't do anything past an 8 to 10 in the DSP line. And in the amplifier, you have the 61200 that has 4 inputs for channel 1. So you have high input. They just call it high input. It's just inputs 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are capable of being summed into the amplifier for signal routing. It's not an actual channel. So, but it does have 1 extra channel of output. So you can actually have that channel come into the amplifier. So like if you had a car that had the tweeter mid bass on 1 and 2, or tweeter mid range on 1 and 2, like a German car or most factory cars where there's a mid range and a tweeter, they typically share the same channel. You could run that into 1 and 2, mid bass into 3 and 4, rear into 5 and 6. And then sub, if it had a sub, you can run that 7 to 8. You could run that through the DSP and out through the extra set of RCA. So, which you can do with all the other ones. It's how you do it on the AudioControl. So channel-wise, AudioControl is going to have the least amount of channels as far as options, other than the 8 to 10. Arc Audio with the Blackbird amplifier is going to have 8 channels of power, 8 channels of input, 12 channels of output. So you have 4 extra outputs. And then Helix is whatever you see is what you get. So if you want a 12, a 24, whatever you want. Now, when it comes to doing things with the equipment, Helix is probably the least useful in that regards because it is non-bridgeable channels. So all their products are non-bridgeable channels with the exception of the M series. The M series you can bridge because they're different, but all the other amplifiers are non-bridgeable channels. They will do 2 ohm, but you can't take a channel 1 and 2 and combine them off to a subwoofer or something like that. They won't do that. Whereas the Arc Audio and the AudioControl, you can bridge channels. So this week we had in I don't even remember what kind of car it was, but we did it was the TC, Scion TC.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a long week. 3-way set up front on channels 1 through 6 on the Blackbird, and then 7 and 8 were bridged off to a Kenwood Exelon sub. Holy Jesus, that thing pounded. It sounded incredible. That thing was awesome. I want to buy a TC. I want to buy a TC and put it in the showroom.
See, when you buy your Mustang, did you buy that going, okay, there's a 3-way set, or you bought it? I know part of you bought it because it's convertible, but were you thinking of the audio at all when you bought it? Yeah,
of course, because that's why I didn't buy the Camaro. Because I could have bought a Camaro, but the problem is that if I ever wanted to do anything to the Camaro, it would have sucked. Whereas if I ever want to do anything to the Mustang, I can iData everything. So I can keep the factory radio, get rid of the factory radio. And then it did have a 3-way set, so why not there? That was just a bonus. But the whole reason why I bought the car was because the top goes up and down.
Yeah, I know.
Everything else
I knew you wanted
because it was either going to be
life crisis.
No. I've just always wanted a convertible. It was either going to be the Camaro or the Mustang because nobody else really makes a convertible. I mean, BMW does, but I'm not a BMW guy, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to pay for German engineering. I would much rather have half-assed American engineering. We make a top. The windows don't go up, and they don't, but the top will go up and down. Can't get those little finny windows.
And you seem very happy with the Mustang.
I don't care. I just don't care. I just drive it. I put the top down. When I park it, I got to pull my little shark fin windows up because they went up for the first year and then they stopped. And I was like, fantastic. No one can figure out how to do that. So, hey, Dean, so pleased you recommended the Helix for my Bronco. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a great one. Asked before, but let me ask a different way. Best 4-inch coaxials for dash, not harsh or over bright, and under $300 a pair. Okay, I don't know pricing. Not really good at that. However, I'll give it a try. The Morel.
The CCWR.
No. He wants a coaxial.
So coax. You're right.
That'd be the hybrid.
Hybrid.
So you have the hybrids. I don't know how much they're a pair. Might be more than 300, but you have the Morel hybrids. You could also go down a series. So they do have a 4-inch also in the
Tempo Ultra.
Yes, thank you. That's the one. That's the one we're actually talking about right now, and the reason why we asked was so I can remember the name. They do have a 4-inch in the Tempo Ultra. They're again very nice sounding, awesome. Audison in the Prima line makes a really nice 4-inch that would go in that dash, no problem. And they're again right around that price point, I believe. So the problem is the tweeter. You don't want the tweeter to be up too high. Well, there's 3. Let's just go there. And
all good brands.
If you
I don't even know because I'm not used to a coax that size. Usually I'm pretty good on rate myself, but
so the problem is like Morel does, or I'm sorry, Focal only makes it in the access line. And though I just saw someone put one in the dash, I was sitting there scratching my head because we actually tried to put the access in the Bronco dash.
Was it too hard?
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit. It's too big.
And I'm like, how are these guys putting these things in the dash? They don't fit. Like they hit the tweeter because it's sitting up like this. So it hit. I was like, okay, go team go, but no.
You don't think they modified it to
No, I was just looking right at it going, those grills don't snap back on. So good luck with that. They might not care. I don't know. But it was, who knows. But yeah, give those a look, see what you think.
Dean gave you 3 good options.
And there's also a 4-inch in the Helix lineup too, because they have like the I1 and the I3, and they make brackets for those. So yeah. What does this say? Helix has an advantage due to adaptability and input RTA. Yes, they do have a really good input. Okay, so when it comes to, all right, we want to talk about input RTA. The best input RTA. I don't care what anybody says. You can feel how you want, because remember, we can all have our own opinions and we can all talk and be nice. But the best input RTA right now, if you're buying an amplifier and you're worried about, I need to see everything, it's going to be Audison. Audison has the best input RTA.
I did get to play with that new software.
Yeah, I really
liked it. I felt like it had the Barney in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It feels like it has an IRTA too built into it, because it does. Not ours. It has the technology. But no, when it comes to input RTA, theirs is the most fantastic as far as like if you want to see what's going on. The thing I don't like about the Helix input RTA or the RTA period is the boxes. I don't like their stair-stepped. And I don't like it. Theirs is very similar to Moscone. They do this refresh, and you have to see what it's doing. And it's like, what I ended up doing in the Bronco that we did, because I got tired of screwing with it, is I just took my iPad, took the output from the DSP, and went right into the IRTA2, and I just sat there like this and fixed it. like in like 5 minutes and was like, yeah, fixed. Okay, let's get back to work. Then we could concentrate on the output side of things. So yeah, it's cool. All right. Okay, so use a module for the 2023 GMC or chimes will blast you out of the truck. Correct. And the 2023 GMC would be Metro. So about 20 minutes in. Oh gosh, we're over. Wow, we really fell behind.
Well, because we're having so much fun, man. We didn't even get to all the questions.
No, hey, listen, guys, I'm sorry we fell behind. There you go. Still drilling over the Forza. Yeah, 8.14. It's a fantastic product. There's no doubt about it.
I liked after using that software. I really could see what it did.
My OEM currently runs 14 speakers. Yeah. So one thing too we'll end on this. First off, make sure to go to focalamerica.com. You've just swapped out to some new Focals.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trading teams. You're now Team Fernando. I totally understand. It's all right. It's okay.
I love morale. All right. I like trying different stuff.
No, I know. And it's you've had all different things. So congratulations. Team Fernando all the way. One thing I will say, if you are doing, like, one of the things about the Audison amplifiers is that they're, again, unlike the Helix that has channels, inputs and output match, Audison doesn't do that either. The first number is your input. The second number is your output. However, they do make an expansion card that allows you to get 4 more inputs. So if you're doing something like Baba's Dream thing, which is the 8 to 14, and you need 12 channels of input, there is a 4-pack expansion for it that you can pull out the side of the amplifier and add 4 more inputs into the product on all their processors. So that is kind of cool. The other thing too is that finding out which channels you actually need are the most important. So especially if you're going to be doing like correction. So, but there again, it depends on what's going on. So like 14 is a lot of rear channels for sure. And are you doing anything in the rear? So those are always like what am I going to do there? But that's it for the show, guys. I'd like to thank our sponsors, of course, focal-america.com, Moscone Gladen, as always, big sponsors there, Arc Audio, and of course, at the beginning of the show, we started with AudioControl. Christian, thank you for coming on today and making the drive over here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I come anytime you ask.
That's not true. That's not true. You're lying now.
Christian had his own lab. Yes, I kind of do.
He does. He's got all kinds of fun stuff to play with. Hey guys, listen, if we missed your question, I apologize, but we'll be back. Fernando will be here Monday. We're going to have all kinds of fun and we'll answer your questions. It'll be great. And then the following Monday will be a holiday. Thank goodness, because then we're leaving again. So Atlantic City, here we come. And then vacation follows that. So it's like, we're in the craziness again. I know, it never ends. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Christian, anything you'd like to add?
No, thanks. I appreciate you and Fernando and everyone that asked questions on the show. Thank you for having me, and fade to black.
Oh, look at you. Okay, see you guys. Bye. Have a great weekend.